Are you bald? Do you have trouble finding perfumed skincare products for your scalp? Or are you just an ally who is interested in helping a bald friend or family member smell good? Well, get ready because today I'm going to be taking you through some of the best and worst perfumed skincare products for your scalp. Hi, my name is Alexi. I'm a bald millennial gay man with a PhD in cultural history that I'm trying to weaponize in the fight for the greater good. I make videos about perfume, mental health, and queerness. If you like what I do, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay notified about future videos. So, story time. I went to the Diptyque counter in Liberty a while ago, and this customer service girly, was standing behind the counter. So he had a very, very, very long, black, straight hair. I was a bit intimidated by him. He had hair like if Cher and Lucius Malfoy had a baby. It was like that length, straightness. It was just so gorgeously kept. Anyway, we were talking about the perfumes, blah, 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 girling out. And at some point he looked at my scalp and held up one of the perfumes and he was like, this also comes in a hairspray. And I was like, I thought we were getting along. Why would you do me like that? The community has to stick together. These are difficult times. We can't be friendly firing each other. We can't be infighting like this. Anyway, so obviously I was mortified and I ran away crying and screaming. But it made me think, what do you do if you're bald and you want to wear perfume on your head? Right? And this sounds like a dumb question, but the reality is I went and I did the research. There are actually quite a lot of options for you. So I went into Liberty and I just went to 5 brands that I saw had perfumes in different formats. And I said to the customer service assistants, hi, I'm bald. Can I wear perfume on my scalp? And after they, choked back their vomit, they were like, sure, I'll help you with that. So what I'm going to do is take you through 5 brands. I'm going to go from worst to best, talking through all of the products and the formats of the perfumes that the brands do. And I'm going to give you my own suggestions. So let's start with the Labo. I've never liked Labo. I'm not a Labo fan. And after talking about their hair products, I am even less of a Labo fan. So, okay, let's just start with the positives. So the Labo had 0 alcohol perfume oils. Low alcohol is also a common thread throughout all hair perfumes. Alcohol is an irritant. It kind of dries your hair, it dries your skin. So the less you put on sensitive areas, the better, basically. So almost everything here is low alcohol or no alcohol. The oil itself was fine. The main problem for me was that they're all in rollable applicators, and the rollerball is the size of my pinky finger. And I have so much real estate. I can't be doing this. I can't be doing like that. Do you know what I mean? I can't just I don't have time. I have to get out of the house. So that was a boot. The other thing, the guy behind the counter, again, a gay guy, so it could have been sabotage. He was like, another option is you could, use a room spray on your head. And I was like, wow, a room spray on my head. He was like, yeah, they've got no alcohol, they're water-based. I was like, no, thank you. He was also like, but I would have to go to the back to get it because it's not out here. I know you don't want to help me, sister, and that's fine. But I just wish that we could unionize, the luxury gay community really needs to stop their infighting. Anyway, let's go one up to Byredo. So Byredo, again, not a huge fan of their perfumes, but they did have a few more options. So Byredo has a lovely line of body mist / hair sprays. So again, these are either low or no alcohol. They are mists, so they also don't have oil in them. So they were really, really nice, very, very light. They have them not in the whole line, but they have the big 5 releases like Baldafreak and other stuff. And then they also had Black Saffron and a couple of others. And I tried Black Saffron. So the perfume itself was much lighter than Black Saffron normally is. Black Saffron is, again, not really the darkest perfume. As a hairspray, it was even lighter. It did sting on my head a little bit. I hadn't recently shaved, but there was a bit of stinging, which I didn't find that nice. So it was a bit irritating. The girl also mentioned that they have some kind of like body like lotions, but she did mention that those add shine. So I don't really know where I fit in yet on the kind of I like shine on my scalp versus I don't like shine side of the fence. Like there are two camps. There's like, I want a matte head or I want a shiny head. So I don't know about that, but it's just something to bear in mind that if you use obviously a lotion on your head, that will add shine. But again, that's more moisturizing. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do. Let's go on Diptyque. So Diptyque is obviously my favorite brand. They're coming in at third here. They obviously have hair mists in 30 milliliter formats. You can't get them in bigger formats. They have the hair mists of, you know, some of their kind of like big hitter perfumes. They have Eau Rila, they have Eau Rose, Eau de Sens, I believe Fleur de Peau, and some other stuff. The perfume itself seems quite potent. It seems quite faithful to the original. It's not like Byredo where there's like a big difference in the smell of the formula. It smells very similar. So the hairsprays also contain camellia oil, which hydrates or moisturizes or like strengthens hair. It will have a similar effect on scalp because, you know, on the skin it will be nourishing. But there was a bit of irritation. Yeah, so I wasn't a huge fan of that. What I did like, however, was that they have this satin oil for hair and skin. It's oil, so it's not alcohol based, and it's this kind of thick blend of oils. The satin oil comes in a little tiny bottle, and it's this kind of ylang jasmine accord, which is very, very beautiful. The oil is very, very rich and golden. It's a nice squeezy bottle, so there's none of this like rollerball. It was like a very, very like nourishing, moisturizing feel. Also, even though it was an oil, I tried some on my hand to see if it would dry matte, and it actually added no shine. So obviously, if you want to add shine to your scalp, go for it. But to know that you have the option to just like moisturize and nourish without and leave like a matte shine reducing texture on your head is really, really nice. Also, the ylang jasmine accord, obviously if you're looking for something really perfumey, it's not going to hit in the same way. It's not going to give you a sillage, but it does have a nice kind of subtle smell. So Frederic Malle comes in at number 2. They are very, very, very good. I did not expect them to be such bald allies. So they have some hairsprays with lower alcohol. I tried one, it was very soothing for my scalp. I believe I tried Promise. And these actually contain castor oil, which is thicker than camellia oil. The hairsprays are nourishing. They did not sting so much. They actually did feel quite soothing on my scalp. But the products that I really liked the most were large squeeze bottles of oil-based formulations of their big hitter perfumes. I tried Carnal Flower, so it was a lovely formulation, really, really, really luxurious. A little bit greasier than the Diptyque I found, but again, I wasn't really that mad at it. The thing I loved the most was that they came in really big bottles. I believe they're like 200 milliliters, and really easy to squeeze out and just, you know. The only other thing that really bothered me was, again, the oil seemed to eat up the fragrance. So I tried Carnal Flower. Carnal Flower is usually a beast, like huge projection. It's a real monster. But in the oil, it was just really muted. So I tried it on my hand and I smelled my hand and I just couldn't smell anything. But I'm basically ranking them as number 2 simply because the format and the formulation was really, really nice. And they did have versions of their iconic scents, unlike Diptyque, which just had the iconic scents in sprays. So the number 1, which is actually kind of the product that made me want to make this list, is Sisley's new Le Parfum for scalp and hair. So I actually got a tester of this, and I was really, really triggered because I thought about my traumatic encounter in Diptyque. And I messaged my friend and I was like, I can't believe that Sisley would send me, a hair tester just assuming that I had hair. I can't believe that I'm having my, baldness erased by this product. And she was like, babe, it says hair and scalp care. And I was like, you are right. I jumped to conclusions. I am crazy. And I did actually spray it on my scalp and I was like, this is life-changing. It's so cooling, soothing. It almost like has the effect of like an aftershave for your head. I have to tell you, I put some of this on today after I shaved, and I shaved in the worst way possible. I used a single blade disposable Bic razor that I have used already twice. Horrendous. And I did not use any shaving foam. I did not put any moisturizer or aftershave on my head before I sprayed. So I basically did everything wrong. Like, my scalp was just screaming. My scalp is so unhappy. And I sprayed a bit of this tester on, and immediately everything was just calmer. Like, it has this very, very cooling effect. And even without any moisturizer, I was moving my head and getting this really, really gorgeous projection, this really gorgeous diffusion of the perfume. Again, so I spoke to them in Liberty, low alcohol. It's meant to be used, obviously, it's designed for hair, but you know, you can use it for whatever. But it is an actual perfume. It's not just a hairspray, it's an actual perfume. And the notes are lemon verbena, mandarin lemon, mimosa, amber. Honestly, the notes are not that distinct. Like, you don't get the same impact as like a real perfume that's been structured with an opening, a heart and a base, but it's got a really gorgeous smell, and the just feeling on your scalp is so delightful, and then the diffusion is great. That's my number one. If I'm suggesting you buy anything out of this, it's Sisley's Le Parfum, and it's only £92 for like quite a big bottle. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. Genuine question for any bald people out there. What do you do for your scalp? Do you have any perfume rituals, fragrances, fragrance gestures that you include in your routine that doesn't obviously just include upkeep and maintenance and stuff like that? Are there any like ways that you perfume your scalp? I'm so fascinated, especially because genuinely, you know how they say that you should not wear perfume too close to your nose? And what's nice about wearing it on your head is actually that you, it's not projecting constantly into your nose. So you don't really get nose blind in the same way. And actually your head does give off quite a lot of heat. So I don't know. I mean, if you have hair, if you're part of the head community, do you wear hair perfume? What do you think about this? Yeah, please leave a comment. This is such a weird video to do, but it was actually it wasn't really subscriber suggested, but it was subscriber enabled. So I'm going to say thank you to 70s Were Magic for supporting me in this journey of bald perfume skincare discovery. This is not an exhaustive list at all. This is just me dipping my pinky finger into this like new kind of market. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.